I tried to come up with a creative way to describe today's in sports, but after one game, I was super depressed. So hopefully, we can go over the rest and you can cheer me up. Welcome to your daily sports update for February 1st, 2024. My name is Lewis. Wasn't a bunch of sports, so we won't have a very long video, especially after that one crushing loss, but we'll try our best to keep y'all entertained and to give you the information you need to go through the day. We're going to start with baseball because I'm going to push the one sport far, far away towards the end of the broadcast. So, the Baltimore Orioles acquired former Cy Young winner Corbin Burns in a trade with the Milwaukee Brewers. And they gave up infielder Joey Ortiz, left-hander D.L. Hall, and the 34th pick in the upcoming 2024 draft. Burns, 29 years old, he'll hit free agency after this upcoming season. Went 10-8 with a 3.39 ERA, 200 strikeouts, and 193 and two-thirds innings to help the Brewers run away with the NL Central title. The year before, though, Burns led the National League with 243 strikeouts in 202 innings. The year before that, 234 strikeouts in 167 innings, and he walked just 34, and his ERA was a 2.43. So we'll see how that ends up for the Orioles team, but thought we'd leave that out there. We're going to go to men's college basketball, where we did have yet another upset. We keep seeing a lot of upsets this year, and today we're talking about another one, as number 6 Wisconsin loses at Nebraska in overtime, 80-72. Nebraska actually overcame an 18-point deficit in the second half to actually win that game, so congrats to them. Number 11 Arizona wins at home against California, 91-65. And that's your complete top 25 for men's college basketball. On the women's side, no real upsets here. Number 8 Ohio State wins at home against Wisconsin, 87-49. 17th ranked Virginia Tech wins at home against Virginia, 76-63. Notre Dame with a big win on the road at Georgia Tech, 85-48. Number 16 Louisville wins at home against number 21 Syracuse, 81-69. Number 5 NC State wins at home against North Carolina, 63-59. Number 12 Texas wins at number 13 Baylor, 67-55. Number 1 South Carolina wins at Auburn, 76-54 to remain undefeated. And lastly, number 19 Gonzaga wins at San Diego, 80-52. Those are your women's scores. Again, there's no hockey because they are in the midst of their all-star break, so we don't have much to talk about there. Speaking of all-stars, the Pro Bowl weekend has begun in the NFL, and the NFC has a current 12-6 score lead over the AFC on the opening night of the Pro Bowl games. They've tried to make it a little more fan-friendly. It's indoors, and they're actually doing it at the campus of the University of Central Florida. It's going to be 2 days of competition, and it'll end Sunday with a 7-on-7 flag football game. Excuse me. But Baker Mayfield beat C.J. Stroud in the Precision Passing Skills Challenge. Baker Mayfield is still listed as from Tampa Bay, even though his contract will expire at the end of this Super Bowl. And C.J. Stroud is obviously the rookie for Houston, who had an outstanding season. Baker edged out Jalen Hurts and Geno Smith for the right to face Stroud. Stroud beat out Tua Tagovailoa and Gardner Minshew for his opportunity. Tagovailoa is from Miami, Minshew's from Indianapolis, Geno Smith with Seattle, Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia. Other news in the NFL, Cliff Kingsbury, the former multiple coach, most recently he was the Arizona Cardinals head coach, is expected to become the Las Vegas Raiders offensive coordinator. So that's the expectation. We'll see, and hopefully it goes through that way. For the All-Star game in the NBA, let's talk some of the news before we talk about the games. Knicks guard Jalen Brunson, Sixers guard Tyrese Maxey, and Orlando Magic forward Paolo Banchero were three first-time selections as All-Stars among the 14 reserves that were selected on Thursday. For the Eastern Conference, they also selected Cavaliers guard Donovan Mitchell, his fifth All-Star selection. Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, it's his third. Knicks forward Julius Randle, also his third. And Miami center Bam Adebayo, who's also in his third. The West had a little more familiarity, we'll say, as they had Steph Curry with his 10th selection, Anthony Davis from the Lakers with his 9th, Clippers forwards Paul George and Kawhi Leonard with their 9th and 6th All-Star selections, respectively. Phoenix's Devin Booker made his 4th All-Star. Karl Anthony Towns from Minnesota made his 4th. And his teammate Anthony Edwards made his 2nd. So, nice group there. Obviously, some selections are going to still be questioned as far as people they thought should have made it or could have made it. One thing to take note of is Julius Randle is expected to miss the next 2 to 3 weeks, so there's a good chance Adam Silver, as the commissioner, will select somebody different to fill in that role. Another one who may miss the All-Star game, Sixers center Joel Embiid. He has an injury to the lateral meniscus in his left knee. That's what occurred Tuesday when Philly faced Golden State. He's going to be out at least through the weekend to find out, what other options there may be or what else he might have to do. But at this point, he's already missed 3 games and for soreness, or he missed 3 games for soreness, and then with him coming back against Golden State and then being re-injured. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he gets better, because honestly, we want to see him out there, especially right now as he's playing like the league MVP. And you can see that the Sixers have needed him as they struggled while he's been away. And the last tad bit of NBA news before we go into the games themselves. The Memphis Grizzlies sent their big man, Steven Adams, to the Houston Rockets for Victor Oladipo and 3 second-round picks. The Grizzlies are getting back a 2024 second-round pick via Oklahoma City, a conditional 2024 second-rounder, which will be the most favorable pick between the Brooklyn Nets and the Golden State's own, and the more favorable 2025 second-round pick of Houston. Steven Adams has been out since January of last year after undergoing right knee surgery, but he's expected to be fully healthy by the time the next NBA season lines up. So that'll be a nice matchup between their center, Alperen Sengun. I heard it on the radio, so I know how it says. And then, of course, him. So and we'll see how Coach Udoka uses that. So, and hopefully Oladipo, you might remember, was the former Miami Heat guard, originally with Indiana. So he has an expiring contract, and so that's what kind of added value to the deal for the Rockets. So, all right, now on to the games. As you can tell, I'm really trying to delay going to the games because there was just one awful game. So there were 5 games altogether. Let's sit there and discuss the 5. So starting off, Tyrese Maxey, to celebrate his new selection as an All-Star, dropped 51 points as the Sixers beat the Utah Jazz in Utah 127-144. Maxey with his 51 points. I want to make sure I said 51 points. Actually shot 7 of 9 from three-point land, 17 of 27 overall from the field for a big game from him. Tobias Harris also added 28 points with 7 assists. So a nice game for them. For Utah, Lauri Markkanen had 28 points, 10 rebounds, and Colin Sexton chipped in 22 with 6 assists, but it wasn't enough. Philly trying to get back on that steady way, 127-124 winners. The Cleveland Cavaliers pull away from the Memphis Grizzlies, 108-101 in Memphis. Cleveland was led in scoring by Donovan Mitchell's 25, his way of celebrating the All-Star selection with 7 assists. Also got 14 points, 9 rebounds out of Jared Allen. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they got 25 points out of Jaren Jackson. They also got 18 points and 9 rebounds from Santi Aldama, but it wasn't enough. 108-101, Cleveland is your winner. Indianapolis loses as the Knicks extend their winning streak to 9 games, winning 109-105 in Madison Square Garden. Jalen Brunson dropped 40 on the day he finds out he was going to be selected as an All-Star reserve. And according to a report, and I'm not trying to steal credit for this, but apparently Jalen was the number 1 pick of the players or number 2 pick when it came to the players selection for the All-Star team. So good to see how he bet on himself, went to New York, and is showing himself strong. So congrats to him. Dante DiVincenzo scored 20 points as well. For Indiana, they were led in scoring by Jalen Smith, who had 20 points and 9 rebounds. They also got 18 points, 7 rebounds from Pascal Siakam, 15 points from Tyrese Halliburton. Again, New York 109-105 winners. And then last but definitely not least, Boston Celtics lose for the 3rd time at home, 114-105 to the Lakers. Now, when I say to the Lakers, I mean the Lakers who did not play Anthony Davis and the Lakers who did not play LeBron James. But their 5 starters did all get double figures, led by Austin Reeves with 32 points, D'Angelo Russell and Jackson Hayes both scored 16. Russell added 14 assists and 8 rebounds. Hayes added 10 rebounds for the Lakers. And Rui Hachimura off the bench even added 15. For the Celtics, they had 3 players in double figures. Jason Tatum, 23 points. Sam Hauser and Kristaps Porzingis both added 17 points. The other 3 Celtics starters, Drew Holiday had 8. Derek White had 9. Jaylen Brown had 8. The team as a whole shot 42% from the field, 33% from 3, going 16 of 48. Once again, just a rough game, but for the Lakers, a good game as they were able to pull even on their record with a 25-25 record, and by winning and beating Boston 114-105. All right, I got that out. Anyway, those are your sports for the day. Again, February 1st, welcome to February, and we look forward to seeing what comes this weekend. But until then, I'm going to wish you a kind adieu and say I hope that you have a great day. Thank you for watching.